Okay, so I couldn't find the guy that made these chairs, so I wanted to make a couple of copies. I bought some wood and a bandsaw and some router bits, and I started. This is an actual piece from the actual chair in the back. You can see like where that it was facing down, so it's a different like color. This was the top. And what I'm gonna do, this is purely experimental for me. I kind of researched this a little bit, and I think this is how it's gonna work. I'm gonna put it on top of here. Okay, then I'm gonna screw it through here and through there, so this bottom board is like perfectly secured to the top one, which that's the template for the cutting. And then this is what's called a band saw. So it's gonna help me like cut the contour of this pretty exactly, I believe. So I use this little clamp to hold it in place, and then I'm gonna drill pilot holes and screw them together. And I will show you when I'm done if this bottom piece resembles the top piece. Because if I can do that with all the pieces, then I can assemble. Okay, so here I'm using the bandsaw, and I'm using the top piece, the original piece, as the template to cut out the bottom board. I cut the bottom one out. I'm gonna unattach them now, so you can see. Except the problem, it's not really a problem, but the problem is that, so this is like nice and rounded edges right there. And this is flat, so I'm going to use a router bit to make it round. See, it's like a sharp edge right there. And so the router takes that off if you have the right bit. Now you can see, so that is rounded. I don't know if you can tell, it's rounded off, and the bottom edge is still sharp. And if you look at it this way, it's just got a nice smooth round side to it. So, and it makes it uniform, so it's the same everywhere. So this is the original arm piece right there that I took off, and I made 4 new ones. So I'm making 2 chairs is what I'm doing. So this is the left and the right of the armrest. I'm not going to do a cup holder. My current ones have cup holders, but I never use it. And so it's the left and right of that one. And then this is like the back piece. So I chose to do stuff that had a lot of curves, like the slats on the seat themselves are just straight, so that's really easy. I tried to do stuff that was going to be a little bit harder to see how the bandsaw worked. And then, all right, and so this was actually the easiest part of the whole thing, was just assembling it. So I drilled pilot holes when I actually used the bandsaw to cut everything out, because I used the original holes in the original boards to screw into the new boards, so the holes were already there. I used lag bolts for some of the bigger joints, and then I used just regular construction screws, I guess, for the boards, and I assembled it all together. It probably took 20 minutes to do this part. The other part probably took 3 or 4 hours, but if I was to do it again, it would be faster, for sure. And then that's me just tightening up the final kind of lag bolts underneath there. I would say the total cost was, when I bought it, it was $150. I made it myself, it was maybe $50, $60. So, but it was more for the fun of it, honestly.